Colorado Springs is home to the Air Force Academy and NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command. Many of the military pilots are GA pilots too, including the Admiral himself who runs the place, and the top brass had a message for all general aviation pilots.
But there are places in the country where we have elements of our leadership that they don't want airplanes to be flying around because of the threat. And this comes from 9/11. And so we put these TFRs up there, and we work very, very closely with the people that are in charge, the FAA, and then we are there to protect the president, or we're having a TFR right now protecting the Pope. He's the Pope. He should have all the protection he needs already. But the anywhere that there's a major event, TFRs over the Super Bowl, anything like this, we put these things up there when we think there's a heightened security risk.
Well, that should be no surprise to any active pilot. We've been dealing with security TFRs for 14 years, but here's the surprise.
We face one tactical action about every 6 hours in NORAD.
That's right. Every 6 hours, an aircraft stumbles into a security TFR, and more often than not, it's a GA airplane. That's why the military was in Colorado Springs and why they show up at a lot of aviation gatherings, to make sure pilots are aware of TFRs. So what happens if you're not aware of a TFR? AOPA Live's Warren Morningstar found out firsthand.
Attention on guard, attention on guard. This is the United States Air Force Armed Air Defense Fighter. Aircraft from Goodland, VOR radial 21244 DME 7000. Tracking east at 130 knots, squawking 5001. You have been intercepted. If you can hear this transmission, acknowledge with a radio call on simulated guard 123.1 and rock your wings.
Odds are you won't hear that, but what you will see in just a few moments is one of these coming up beside you, and you don't want that.
We were invited along on a training mission with the Colorado Air National Guard. Now, we're in a Colorado Civil Air Patrol Cessna 182 flying as a threat aircraft, and we've just penetrated a simulated TFR inside the Cougar MOA. And because we've ignored the fighter's first radio call, he's going to make a pass to eyeball us. He tries again to call us.
Aircraft November 594 Charlie Papa, you are entering restricted airspace. You are ordered to turn west immediately. If you do not follow these instructions, you may be fired upon.
And still we ignore him, so he gets more aggressive. So what should we have done?
We're going to reach out to you. The FAA is going to reach out to you. The Coast Guard helicopter, the fighters are going to reach out to you. And one of the ways, if you're not up the right frequency, which is, 9 times out of 10, as long as you're listening to guard, we're going to get to you.
The bottom line is start talking to somebody and pay attention to what the fighter's trying to tell you to do and do what he says to do.
We'll rock our wings. And that's just a sign that says, hey, look, do you see us? We're here, do you see us? And it's just a simple, if you do see us and you're unable to establish two-way communication via guard, then just rock your wings as well. That's an acknowledgement signal to us that you know that we're there. So just that simple wing rock right away reduces a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on a lot of people.
Well, the first thing both the fighter and the folks on the ground are trying to determine is, are you really a threat? And in truth, they really just want to help you get out of trouble.
When we do intercept the pilot, we're first thinking, again, safety, how can we help the pilot, and then safely maneuver the pilot away from whatever we're trying to protect at that day.
Yeah, November 594 Charlie Papa, F-16 intercepted you. You've entered some restricted airspace. You need to exit the restricted airspace and turn south at this time.
I'm a VFR pilot, and I'm on top of a layer of clouds, and I'm not sure where I am.
And do you need any assistance from us?
The batteries of my GPS went dead, and I'm not sure where I'm at right now. If you could help me get somewhere where I can get down through a hole in the clouds, that would be helpful.
Cap 594, armed defense fighter pulling on your left wing. We need you to turn right approximately 30 degrees. New heading will be 210. I'll stop your turn if you don't know where that is. We are going to escort you towards Lamar Airport. And follow me on your left wing.
So Ward, it must really get your attention when an F-16 comes smoking up next to you, right?
Well, it really does. It's pretty startling, and the amazing thing is that you can hear it even above the noise
Really?
of the 182 engine and the wind noise. That thing really roars.
So, Warren, where are the biggest problems with TFR violations?
Well, you know, surprisingly, the biggest problem in the areas now are Palm Springs and southern Florida. Pretty much have solved the problem around the Capitol. I mean, we're all aware that TFR is there and it never goes away, but apparently, you know, when the president travels to Palm Springs or to his vacation spot in California, or Florida rather, pilots just don't get the message. Okay, good.
So Warren, what can pilots do to avoid a TFR?
Well, it's really pretty simple. You know, you can, as you're planning your flight, you can go to our flight planner and it'll show TFRs. The FAA has a website which also shows TFRs. We'll put that URL up here on the screen. And then the final thing that anybody can do, it's simple enough. Pull out your cell phone just before you get into the airplane, call 1-800-WEATHER BRIEF and ask if there are any TFRs that you need to worry about.
Yeah. So one of these guys pulls up beside you. What keeps you from pulling the throttle back, popping out the flaps, and going into slow flight mode?
Well, you know, a lot of GA pilots think they can escape an F-16 that way, but they really can't.
No, you know, you might see one guy off of your wing, but you don't see the other guy. And we have techniques and tactics in place to be able to monitor the low, slow aircraft.